Hi, chapter number 5. Before we begin the chapter, I have one request that today you go to first identify who are the women in your life, your mother, your sister, your uh, wife, if you're married, your girlfriend, or uh, your teacher, whoever is a woman in your life. You have to first go and thank them for whatever, how much ever they are able to help you, care you, nurture you, because whatever you are today is because they could give time to you. They, with their own additional responsibilities, of helped you to become the person you are. And today's chapter in class 7th level, this is being introduced. Like what we read in the last chapter, boys and girls. Now, this chapter focuses on women, and I must say that women change the world. That was a beautiful name of the chapter, and the chapter is also talking about various examples of Indian women who have taken steps from whatever realities they had or they faced from last centuries to develop, nurture, and position women, in the same spirit as a man. So this chapter also becomes a foundation for you when it comes to women related topics henceforth going forward. When you read newspapers, when you see women's day events, you have to understand, irrespective of you are a boy or a girl, but as a civil servant and as a citizen of this country, you need to understand, and as a human actually, you need to understand the challenges women face. So, this chapter, see challenges women face and also the solution towards it. It is not just knowing the challenge will help. Women, for that matter, need a solution, not the sympathy. If you cannot provide a solution, they will find a solution themselves. That's the way that has happened, and that's why women change the world. So, this chapter focuses on various career roles you imagine women to be in. Then the various, that is called the stereotyping of women roles. There are examples how stereotypes are broken of a railway engine driver from Northern Railway, Miss Lakshmi Lakra. Then there is topic about choices of exam streams. Then how learning for change can impact the growth of family. An example of Ramabai, who championed the cause of women's education, is mentioned over here. Learning to read and write is one of the biggest powerful skill which they could women could figure out for themselves with education. And there is a mention of uh, Rash Sundari Devi, who was born in West Bengal, and at age of 60 she wrote her autobiography in Bangla. Her book titled Amar Jiban is the first known autobiography written by an Indian woman, and she was a housewife. And how the era of that time denied education right of reading and learning and writing to women. That is what is shown. Then there is an example of Rokeya Sakhawat Hossain, who learned to read and write Urdu, and then when she was stopped learning Bangla and English, she learned English and wrote story titled Sultana's Dream. And it mentions about how the power of reading, writing, learning has given the, you know empowered the woman. What is women empowerment? This is what starts with this. and the various discrimination women face in school, colleges, and various level, public life, public places. There is a mention about it. So this chapter talks about or introduces you to the women's movement as well in this country, and it talks about the 1997 guideline of protect women against sexual harassment at the workplace, POSH laws, prevention of sexual harassment laws, awareness of women related issues, and various activity women have shown across globe, and then on the uh, International Women's Day activities. So this chapter is again, a foundation of women related topic, and your UPSC, and as a social reformer yourself, you will need to understand the various examples around which and concerns around which bothers women and hindrance to their progress. So, if we summarize this chapter, it introduces women's work at home is often unrecognized. Certain occupations are perceived as suitable for men, perpetuating stereotypes. Education has been a key factor in creating opportunities for women and challenging discrimination. The chapter talks about gender stereotypes in work. Society assigns roles based on gender, that is, women as nurses, men as pilots. Now, 83.6% of working women in India engage in agriculture but are not perceived as farmers. Stereotypes restrict opportunities for women in technical and leadership roles, and this is the reality even today. Breaking the stereotypes are like Lakshmi Lakra, the first woman driver in the first woman engine driver in Northern Railways, and then women's success in male-dominated fields challenges traditional view. So when we talk about you have to also quote so many stereotypes which are broken by women, like men in pilot women, and then fighter pilots women, then uh, while India has had the first woman president or first woman prime minister, US still needs to have their first women president. So such kind of examples there are, which the stereotypes which you need to break in. Then the societal pressure on boys. Boys are pressured to choose jobs with high salaries and avoid roles considered soft or feminine. Teasing and bullying enforce traditional notions for masculinity. Struggles for women education. Education for women was restricted in the past due to societal beliefs. So literacy among women would bring bad luck. And all these kind of stories do exist. Women like Ramabai and Rash Sundari Devi defied norms to learn and educate others. Some examples has been given in the book. So this is what this chapter focuses. And yes, I have also provided MCQs. Again, try to these chapters need an understanding rather than fact. So you need to know the iconic women's. You have to create list about them. But apart from that, you also need to understand what prevailed, what were the challenges that they prevailed, and which they proved wrong with themselves. How is that story an inspirational story? So with this, this chapter is over. You have any doubt, anything, because these chapters are making your foundation for answer writing, for essay, you know. So see that you have genuine interest in them when you go through the newspapers or you see any magazines talking about current affair, any development. You need to collect such information which will enrich these topics. With this, thank you.